All right there. Hello, Jeffrey the Truck. Nice to see you. Just getting set up here for the mining fiesta, which is going to start in about 3 minutes now. I've emptied out my minions recently. I've gone through and during Diaz earlier, I just off stream, I went through and bought a bunch of stuff. So I've got some more packed ice. I've got some more mushrooms, and one of the things that I was able to do was get enough mushrooms to make that Venom's Touch we had talked about earlier. So I want to do that real quick here. I'm trying to remember exactly how this gets arranged. The 30 mushrooms, eyes, okay. I could do the quick craft, but I like making my stuff for some reason. So Venom's Touch is one of the nicer bows. It shoots 5 arrows at once, kind of great for bow. But it's one of those ones you have to actually fire, right? So I'll be doing a lot of that. One of the things I want to do occasionally is run the enchants on this just while we're working on everything else. So things like cubism are going to be important for it, right? If we're going to do bow, it doesn't really matter, but power is like the other big one. Punch and stuff to make it knock back, I don't really care about so much. Flame's a good one to have on there. Infinite Quiver will help not use all of our arrows, like snipe and stuff like that. So I'll try to remember to do this just kind of casually as we go through. Upgrade the Venom's Touch as we go. Hey Zach, how's it going? Alright, so one thing I need to do is put a reforge on this bow. You can see I blew almost all my coins. I have like nothing left. So we'll need to make some coins in the fiesta to kind of offset my spending spree during Diaz. Can't remember what was best for this bow. Usually Rapid's what I go for, so we'll go with Rapids for now. Anyways, we need our mining gear on. We've got our Armadillo pet that hatched level 100. He's got a mining XP boost on him, so he'll be... Move back to the island too. Away some of this extra stuff. I want to keep the mushroom minion because I'm not done with the recipes yet. I need to get another recipe out of the minion. So there's the fiesta starting. Let's go take our coins and get a mining pass here. I'd have to buy the pass until the actual start of it. Hey there, Ballooned, how's it going? Got some refined titanium that finished. We started last night. We've got 4,000 coins left to my name. I sold a bunch of sims earlier that I didn't need quite as many of. Like I had some extra sapphires and fine jades and stuff like that. So for the Mining Fiesta, though, what we mainly need to focus on is topaz. I need to get more pristine out of the book early on here. Sorry, book. More pristine out of the gemstone gauntlet by getting another pristine 2 booked on it, and then I'll be working on armor upgrades for flawless topaz. So the first part of this is going to be all about topaz. Hey there, Brett. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. So we're getting closer to some of the stuff we needed to do the Divins armor piece. I needed 10 gemstone mixtures. I've got 6 of them now. So that's one thing that we're going to need to work on in the near future. I need to flaw this ruby out of the Fiesta too in order to be able to make that Divins piece. I've got 6 Divin fragments for that. So a couple things. I also got my royal pigeon late, so we can do some of the commissions as we go. Let's go ahead and get into the hollows here. So we've got about 5 hours and 10 minutes left of the actual Fiesta here. So let's do some topaz. There's a sludge tree room that's kind of handy for grinding sludges for gemstone mixtures. So one of the nice things about the Yogg armor is it gets pristine, but it also has protection against the heat. So we can use, we got to do Jerry's too. I won't be doing Jerry's, but not the treasure chest boxes. We're going to kind of go with the powder that we currently have, and that's going to be it. I might do one here and there and everywhere, but for the most part, we're going to be doing topaz with the armadillo and focused on just the mining part of it. So with the Royal Pigeon, the commission that you finish for that, you get a 1.6 million mining XP too, so that all went onto the armadillo. I might grab ruby if it's like convenient like this, just to get some extra ruby going. I used up some of the ruby for the gauntlet, and then I never really replaced it, so when they're mixed in together like this, I'm just going to kind of grab both of them. And since we don't have to stop for fuel, I might actually use some of the routes, the repeat routes that I've got that we haven't really used much. We tried a little bit on the one of the ruby routes, but we kept running out of fuel, and so every time you leave for fuel, you run the risk of all your gem veins being destroyed. So that's another thing we got to kind of keep an eye out for. And then armadillo energy is also a big concern here, so I may try not to use my too much of jumping and moving around with the armadillo to avoid running it out of energy so much. So another reason why I want to go through this like path where we have to dig through the rock is because it gives the armadillo more time to recover in the meantime. And all of these veins that we're looking at here are all basically around the same height where the amber is, so we may occasionally, if we run across a big chunk of amber, we might grab that as well. I really want to get the pristine updated first. Oh, did you have a whole setup, Bread? You had already like cleared a path and everything else? Or were you just like in a good divins? Oh, you know what? I didn't, Carrot made a good point. I didn't actually do any stream notifications. Let me go do that real quick. All right. So anyways, it's really great not having to worry about fuel with the Gauntlet. Like, it's kind of fantastic. So I've really been enjoying that compared to the drill that I was having to constantly fill back up. So I was actually getting pretty close to being able to do my Pristine Book 2 book before. And another interesting thing is I actually have Cookie, so I have access to the enchantment table and anvil commands, which will make it possible to do this while I'm still in Hollis. I don't have to go anywhere for it. But one thing I might not have is enough enchanting just XP. So, you know, I'm going to probably grab some of these lapis as we see them too, so I'll need to make grand XP bottles most likely. So the jungle pick is kind of useful for getting that sludge, and especially if you're going to be moving around inside the jungle area. I used it primarily as my main digging tool, even for mithril, because it was faster than the mithril pick that I had. I could have made a titanium pick, but I didn't want to spend the extra 1,000,000 coins on it. So, oh, I just realized something too. I am using efficient miner when I should not be. Even with the armadillo, I shouldn't be using efficient miner on these. It's useful for doing, you know, getting through like the blocks, but definitely it's not good for gem mining because you don't have as many opportunities for pristine to fire. It doesn't fire on the efficient mined gems. So let me just take stock real quick here of where we're at. I need to put this artisanal bow away. So probably should find a better place for that. I don't really have an unused equipment chest, but I kind of need one. Another thing I want to do at some point, and I'm not quite sure when, maybe sometime when we need to give the armadillo a rest, I need to go in and make 8 enchanted coal blocks so I can try to get a wither skeleton pet. Been kind of lax on my pet creation, but that's a good combat pet. It should probably be leveling as I can. So we're at 61 right now. We need to get to 80 to make a Pristine 2 book. That's about another, not even 7 gems away here, so should be pretty fast for that. And then the focus will still be on getting topaz because we need to do flawlesses for the armor. Then I also need to do some jade at some point because we need to get jade on the armor too, flawless jades. You see the amount of mining fortune that we have. Hey, there's a fanboy. How's it going? I remembered not to call you Zeta. Oh man, so Brad had set up a ruby route or another gemstone route in the game crash right before the fiesta, which can be a huge pain. You lose the server you're in. You know, if you're lucky, you remember like the name of like one guy on it. You can see if they can warp you back to it. But when the game crashes, it's hard. I mean, you can always dig through the logs, I guess, but yeah, it's kind of frustrating. One of the reasons why I don't like to set up stuff ahead of time. It'd be more efficient, but sometimes it's just risky. Not really risky. If the games didn't crash, like, you know, it's a reasonable thing to assume that your game's not going to crash, right? We've done 15 of the points in this path. I don't recall how many this topaz path has in it. I want to say it's hundreds. So it'll be one of those things that we just kind of keep going on. And then I'm also getting the benefit of getting lots of hardstone here. I don't really need it for now, but at some point I'd be able to make silex. And you gotta have piles and piles of hardstone for that. It's kind of just like a long-term ongoing goal that we'll be working on over time. And this is just one way to help with that, by kind of just constantly getting stuff. And the other thing is it helps with getting the Jerrys, because a lot of times you can't, you won't, if you're doing the same gems over and over, like just the same veins, you're not going to get the Jerry spawn, because they usually come off of the hardstone and stuff. You got to actually be getting like the mining XP and making progress and stuff for it to really count for the Jerry spawns. So, and since we're getting lots and lots of coins from Jerry, we really want to keep that up. Paying for our cookies right now. So I think when this armadillo runs out of energy, we'll switch back to doing coal for a little bit, just to kind of move that along. And the armadillo is full of energy again, we'll come back over to topaz. I don't think the two paths are too far off from each other, so it shouldn't be too bad. But we'll have to kind of play it by ear. Now, I feel like this armadillo is holding up better in the energy department than we were getting before, so maybe that the legendary is just better in terms of energy. So I don't think there's any like official stat for that anywhere, like not mentioned, at least in any of the documentation or the wiki or anything like that, but it kind of feels like it can jump higher, and it feels like the energy lasts longer for some reason. Could be completely just in my head, but alright, catching up on Shaq real quick here. Pre-enchanted jungle pick would be good. Someone asked when Skada. Skada's going to show up when it shows up. I haven't even dropped the Skada on my main, so it's not a thing that I'm expecting to see anytime soon. Yeah, if you find unmined mines of Divin during a fiesta, take that, all that gold. Heated is one I used on it. Yeah, it's easy and deep, so. What were we doing? I was looking for my next point here. $26 is what it was. So this is another part of my own little mod. One of the things that I like being able to do is know when I should go to the next point, like what the next point was. Because you'll come across an overlap of points and stuff, and it's nice to know like where you left off and where you need to pick things back up. So, I have it set up so it highlights it basically, and it makes it easier to see. Yeah, so we're up 60,000 coins from Jerry's this event so far, so that's kind of nice. We're probably pretty close to the topaz that we needed, so I want to keep an eye out for that. We want to do that as soon as possible, just because it's going to impact the rest of it. Oh yeah, more than enough. Oh, I just messed up. I pulled a flawless topaz instead of using my pines for the book. I think I would get more pristine out of the book, which is why I was trying to do that, but we'll go see what this does. Might as well use it. Yeah, I can put it on the drill, I can put it on the armor. I'm not sure which one's going to give me the most benefit right now, honestly. Like, the armor I feel like it's not going to be all that much better. So this one's got +1 pristine from that. The drill is the same, so I think I'm going to put it on the drill because I use the drill more often. So +2, so we get a whole 1 pristine out of it, so that's not bad. I feel like the number was higher though. It definitely says +2. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure that there's like a best place really for amber, but it's got a pretty good. It's like an amber and ruby path that you can use. It's got all the path points in it and stuff like that. So I would maybe look at that and see if that will help you. The queen is, yeah, kind of like the default go-to. You know, I don't know what to do, you know, to get amber, so I'm just going to mine the queen. It's continuous inside the queen, and the queen room is generally going to respawn stuff. But the problem is, you don't know if there's, you know, if you have to go like refill a drill or something, it's going to be a problem for you. Because the veins won't respawn if you're not in the spawn radius, right? So you kind of have to be there, which is where some of these like longer routes are a little helpful for getting the gems otherwise. All right, so we're basically back in that same spot that we were in before. Go through the same couple of veins to start with, which were pretty good. They got some amber, they got some ruby, lots of topaz, so. I don't know why the armadillo insists on taking like the parts of the path where it has to jump up. It's like, come on, just take the most efficient way, which is never jumping, and leave it at that. The armadillo getting stuck in various places is like one of the biggest contributors to like trying to slowing this whole process down. So one of the things I'd like to get at some point, longer term, I'll need another cookie for it, but I'd like to get enough bits to get pet rolls, because then you can make the armadillo move a little faster, or at least you can move the armadillo manually when you need to. This is probably a better way of thinking of it. And that can be pretty useful for a lot of things, especially like the sapphire mining in the big rooms. So I need to be careful when I'm doing quick crafting to make sure that I don't do another flawless here. And then we got to get to the 80 fine gems. What I should probably do is go to 40 and make a book. That way I'm not even going to run into the quick crafting thing. So yeah, I think at 40 gems I'm going to make the books. I think I should have enough paper for that. That might be one concern. I don't really have access to paper if I don't have enough. I got 48. I'd have to go back to the hub for that. My ammonite, if you care to ask the game when my ammonite will be finished, it's going to be like 10 more days, at least. I didn't do any quick forge stuff before I threw it in there. I didn't really want to deal with redoing the heart of the mountain, which I'd have to do if I wanted to do quick forge. So I just kind of threw it in there. I should maybe look into doing a heart of the mountain reset right now. And try to prioritize some things. Since I can break through the rock instantly, I don't need as much speed as I've got. So I'm not going to be doing gemstones manual, I'm going to be doing with armadillo, so it'd be better to have more fortune, I think. That might actually be worth doing as our step when we need to recharge the armadillo energy here in a second. It's going to take a little bit to do, a lot of clicking involved. I had the SkyMall notification on. Theoretically, I'd be hopping back to the hub, or to the dwarf caves, to see what the SkyMall perk is. One of the things I want to catch is a 5x titanium. So it doesn't update in the heart of the mountain menu until you're back in the caves, which is part of the problem. So reduce cooldown, so that's not going to help me that much. Looks like I've filled up on heartstone and coal. I don't know if it actually works in the crystal hollows anymore. And it's kind of irrelevant for what I'm doing anyways, so... Oops. SkyMall is a perk that gives you like a set of daily... it's like a Heart of the Mountain 5 perk. It gives you a set of daily boosts, basically, right? And when I say daily, I mean by the SkyBlock day itself, right? So every 20 minutes it changes. So you can get things like mining speed, fortune, powder gain, more chance to find goblins. But the real one that's important during the mining fiestas is that 5x titanium drops. That 5x titanium drops means massive amounts of titanium if you can get someone to... Oh, it is Heart of the Mountain 4, sorry, not Heart of the Mountain 5. Okay, but first let's reset all of our Heart of the Mountain here. So I don't actually have enough coins, I don't think. Oddly enough, I don't have enough coins to be able to do this. So I'll probably need to sell off some stuff here. hate to sell off any of my fine topaz, but I'll be getting lots of topaz anyway, so maybe selling 2 of them won't be too bad. Immediately with the cookie, you can sell from anywhere. I need 1 more. Whoop. 1 more. Alright, now I can reset my Heart of the Mountain. But hopefully this will give me more of everything. Okay, so how do we want to allocate this? We want the same path that we had, essentially. I can drop Seasoned Mine Man and skip this other stuff over here. I kind of wanted the Mining Madness though, so I had to go through that. And then I kind of want Sky Mall still. But you can go through Peak of the Mountain, so I can get Mole, I can get Fortunate, I can get Great Explorer like I had before. And the thing is, I could get Professional, but I don't know if it's going to be all that useful for me. So I think I'm token setup I had before, which was going this way, right? That should have been all my tokens. Yep, no tokens left. And now I have lots of powder. Now I could spend some of it on the Peak of the Mountain, but then that powder's gone forever. So what I really want to do is, while I'm holding this drill with my Yogg armor set up, right, I want to see how fast I'm going through the hardstone. And I only want to increase its speed to the point where I can instantly go through the hardstone. It looks like I'm already, just with the base drill by itself, I'm already able to do that, right? This mining speed 1700. So I don't need to put any of my powder toward mining speed right now. It can almost all go toward mining fortune. I do want to get titanium, so I'm going to get this up to a level that makes at least some of the titanium fairly frequent. This is the same level I had it at before, 3.5. I do want to get my mole and gemstone fortune up, right? So I'm going to, uh-oh, looks like the stream is broken here. There's no way to fix this, unfortunately.